This is Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where each week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry, and we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be speaking with Ashlin Hadden of Essence Protection by Ashlin Hadden Insurance. We've got an events section on our website. You can find out about all the events in our industry and get discounts on some events. We have discounts for the AW Summit in Bucharest, September 21st through the 23rd, and the TES Affiliate Conference in Prague, September 25th through the 28th. I'll be attending both shows. Hope to see you there. You'll find all that and more on our website at adultsitebroker.com. We're proud to announce our latest project, thewaronporn.com. You'll find articles on age verification laws and other attacks on our industry. It's to raise awareness of our industry's plight in the war on porn. Go to thewaronporn.com for more. And we're always looking for buyers and sellers of adult sites and companies. Perhaps you've been thinking about either selling your site or buying one. Always feel free to contact us at adultsitebroker.com with any questions you may have. Now time for our properties for sale at Adult Site Broker. We're proud to offer two sites, a Big Boob free site and a Strip Chat Cam white label. The main site features all the most popular big boob babes in galleries and movies, updated 5 days a week. The site has grown to a popular destination for surfers wanting all the latest galleries and movies on their favorite busty porn stars. With many categories and archives and a popular Top 100 page, this gives surfers an extensive and easy-to-navigate catalog to browse and enjoy. The site has a solid search engine footprint with strong traffic, mostly from Tier 1 countries. We have one of the most established AI-generated adult cartoon pages on Patreon with over 530 paying members. There's a website as well. They have over 300 characters and 80,000 images, as well as over 30 hours of video content already produced. The Patreon page has organic, loyal members with an 80% monthly retention rate. 90% of the traffic is from the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. We have a successful OnlyFans agency. The agency has 15 creators, with 90% of them on salary, so the agency is highly profitable. They handle all aspects of marketing for the creators, including chatting and promotion. The business has developed a suite of custom-built internal tools that represent significant intellectual property and competitive infrastructure. They use a proprietary analytics KPI and sales verification dashboard with link tracking, ad performance data, sales verification, and payout automation. All tools are built entirely in-house. This technology is a great asset for the buyer to own. We have a rapidly growing SaaS-powered OnlyFans chat agency with strong SEO. The company has over 30 clients with very little churn, ranging from $10,000 to over $80,000 a month. The company continues to grow and innovate. New technical features include an enhanced chatter portal, a new creator billing dashboard with daily billing, and an automatic blog system to grow SEO. The company's set up with very little upkeep needed by the owners. It's a cash cow that's still growing fast. We have the largest foot fetish creator site in the German-speaking market. The site is a leading niche platform that's been the number one brand in the market for over 3 years. The site is a highly profitable business with consistent revenue, an established SEO footprint, and strong brand authority in its niche. We're offering a growing free porn gaming site with adult sex games. The site is owned by one of the top entrepreneurs in our industry. There are more properties for sale on our website. For more information on any of these listings, go to our listings page or contact us at adultsitebroker.com. Now time for this week's interview. My guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk is Ashlin Hadden of Ashlin Hadden Insurance. Ashlin, thanks for being with us on Adult Site Broker Talk.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Ashlin is the founder of Ashlin Hadden Insurance. I wonder where she got the name. And the creator of Essence Protection, one of the nation's leading insurance programs
dedicated exclusively to the sexual wellness industry. Licensed in 48 states, Ashlen has built a reputation for solving difficult insurance challenges for businesses that are often misunderstood or underserved by traditional insurance carriers. Over the past decade, she's become a nationally recognized speaker and educator, helping business owners understand complex insurance topics in practical, easy-to-understand language. She's spoken at numerous industry conferences and has been featured in publications and podcasts covering risk management, specialty insurance, and entrepreneurship. Ashlen's mission is simple: to protect businesses without judgment while helping owners understand the risks that can threaten everything they've built. Essence Protections, a specialty division of Ashlin Hadden Insurance, created exclusively to serve the adult industry in the U.S., providing insurance solutions designed specifically for the unique risks these businesses face. Unlike many agencies that try to fit adult businesses into standard insurance programs, they understand the industry, its products, and its regulatory challenges, amen to that, allowing them to place coverage with carriers that recognize and support the business. Their team provides a full range of commercial insurance solutions. Beyond simply selling insurance, their mission is to educate business owners, help them identify hidden coverage gaps, and ensure they have protection that allows them to grow with confidence. At Essence Protection, they believe every business deserves knowledgeable advocacy, specialized coverage, and a partner who understands their industry without judgment. So how'd you like your commercial?
That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're not worthy. Wow.
I've never had it called amazing before, but thank you. So, Ashlen, what inspired you to launch Essence Protection and focus on our industry?
I think really the Essence Protection brand came out of a phone call. A woman had come to me and called and said, "Hey, I need your help." She owned an adult store, and her current agent had seen her Instagram page and called her out of the blue, told her that they were dropping her because they wouldn't help her kind anymore because of the content she was posting. And I think that was the moment it clicked for me. I had already been serving several brands in the e-com space that were doing adult products, and they had gotten declined or dropped or just stuck with junk coverages. And then hearing her say that so bluntly and watching someone get judged instead of protected, that's when I knew we needed to build something for this industry.
That's cool. That kind of reminds me of an experience I had. And keep in mind, I broker adult sites. At one time, I had content sites. And my CPA, who was a good friend of mine, was a partner at his firm. And he said the senior partner came to me, called me up and said the senior partner came to me. And he said, "We can't handle your taxes anymore. We've got a lot of school districts and the like." And I was like, wow, that was the first experience I had with that kind of thing. So that really rocked my world.
And you take it personally, right?
Yeah, you do. You do. I can't say it didn't impact the relationship between him and I. Yeah, it was not fun. Not fun at all. So why has the insurance industry traditionally struggled to insure adult businesses?
The honest answer to that is that most carriers avoid the adult and sexual wellness space really based on principle. It's not the numbers. If you go look at the loss data, there is no loss data. I think the adult word shows up and the underwriters just flinch. They lump it all into this high risk bucket without really understanding what the exposures are. And then you throw in this like classification confusion on top of it, and they struggle to understand, is this a wellness device? Is this adult novelty? Is this ingestible? They just don't know. And I think if they don't understand it, they're just going to decline it. Insurance companies are so weird, you know?
How does this apply to the content side?
Yeah, so the content side is really, really new. Nobody is really insuring it until the last couple of months. So we have built a policy from the ground up. I was actually at AVN and was approached and said, "Hey, we need some of this coverage. I'm doing $3-4 million a year on OnlyFans now. I'm taking credit card payments. I'm sending content. We need some media coverage. And do you have it?" And we didn't have it. But because we built these relationships now with these carriers, we were able to build a policy from the ground up. So I think really that's a big part of it is knowing where to go and who to contact to get it.
Okay. And most of the people listening are, I think, on the content side, so it might be best to direct the answers more to that side. Although I know you also work a lot in sexual wellness and products and the like, and some product people listen for sure. What are the biggest misconceptions businesses have about their insurance coverage?
I think the biggest misconception is a lot of people think that their general business insurance is going to cover the product liability and the media side of things. And most of the time, the policies are written to exclude those types of products. I'll give you an example. I had a guy come to me at one of the conferences after hearing me speak. And in my talk, I explained like, hey, if you're insured with that agency on the corner, your little mom and pop agency, you're most likely not insured correctly. So this guy comes over to my booth with his actual policy in hand, like marching up to my booth, like, I'm going to prove you wrong. I was so confident, telling me that his agent knew what he did and had him covered correctly. So I had seen this policy many, many times before. So I pull through the policy. I go to the back section under exclusions, and I read him the exclusion that says we will not pay personal injury claims for adult-related products or adult-related content, like right there in his policy. And I'm like, I think that's the whole lesson, right? It's okay that your agent knows what you're doing, but if your agent doesn't know what they're doing, then your policy is meaningless.
Yeah, my whole business is excluded. Wonderful. I'm glad I'm paying for that every month. What types of claims are adult businesses most likely to experience? And give me an idea.
Yeah. So on the physical storefront, and then we'll talk about content creators, really on the physical storefront, if you've got a brick and mortar, you're like any other retailer, right? You're looking at slips and falls and general liability over what you say or do as a business, theft and, inventory loss. On the content creator side, once you're selling online or creating content, you're looking at cyber issues, data breaches, media liability. We've even seen claims for, I'm not going to use the actual product, so I'll just make up a different product. Let's say I'm doing content and I have a poster of a Nike shoe behind me. And Nike comes back and said, you don't have the authorization to use my likeness, my logo, that, and they're getting sued for that. Even music playing in the background, people are getting sued for that. So really, it's anything you do or say, you could be sued for. So that's really a lot that we're seeing now is on the cyber and data side.
Yeah. How about production companies in the adult space?
Yeah, absolutely. When somebody gets sued, they're going to pull everybody into that lawsuit, right? So if you're the content creator, if you're the manager, if you're the editor, I mean, that's the lawyer's job, is to find everybody in the line, sue everybody and hope something sticks. So if you're in any touch of this, you're going to get pulled into that lawsuit.
Jeez. What are the biggest coverage gaps you see when a new client comes to you, short of the whole thing's excluded?
Yeah, that's the biggest one. Exclusions. Every policy is going to have some type of exclusions. You just got to make sure that you've got the right policy that isn't excluded. If you're selling latex condoms and you have a latex exclusion, obviously you don't want that policy. And the other biggest gap right now in the content side is there wasn't an offering. So a lot of these creators don't have anything right now. And if you're building your business, you need to act like it's a business.
Oh, you mean they're not insured?
They're not insured at all. So like if you want to act like or be a business, act like a business. It takes one claim and everything that you've built could be gone.
Well, that's very true. What percentage of content creators do you think have insurance?
I would say, put a gun to my head, I would tell you probably less than 5%. I don't think they realize that they could be sued for some of this. And I'll give you an example. This isn't my claim, so I'm not taking credit for this one. But we've heard through the grapevine, because we're really connected into the space, that a content creator was using one of these AI chatbots, right? So they're chatting back and forth with a gentleman, and through their conversations, they get into an agreement that he is going to make a product for content creator, and they get into a contract during their chat, a verbal contract. And the AI was doing this. So she comes back, she checks her chats, she realizes what her chatbot said, and the gentleman ends up suing her for contractual liability because the verbal contract of, yes, you can make this product and put my name on it, she said, her chatbot said it. And she was held liable for this because it was her chat box. It was a binding contract. It went to court. It was found to be a contractual contract, and she ended up having to move forward with it.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Well, that's a lesson for all you creators out there. Don't use AI. And I've got a wonderful chat company available right now, and they don't use AI. So just keep that in mind, everybody. In fact, we've talked a lot about AI, and everybody just assumes AI is going to take over everything. That's a really good example of why AI shouldn't take over everything, because AI is speaking for you, and it can enter contracts for you. Wow, that's insane. That is absolutely insane.
We see a lot of the AI, even on the product side, where some of these sex dolls now you can connect AI to, and it's really shaking up this industry a lot because it's like, well, who's going to be liable? You can see it in the cars. Like, look at the Teslas that are driving themselves. And if they kill somebody, who's going to be responsible for that?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, exactly. He's responsible for everything.
Everything. He can afford it. He's a trillionaire.
Exactly. But this is the fight every single day that we have, is nobody knows anything yet. So it's trying to build this out when there's no data. And I'm, fighting for our content creators, our brands, our businesses every single day.
Absolutely. How has the adult industry changed over the past several years from an insurance perspective?
It's changed a lot, and it's changing fast. I think the explosion of e-commerce and this creator economy is expanded almost overnight. We used to see, single storefront businesses, our brick and mortar stores. Now they're selling nationwide. They're creating content, and that changes that bucket. And then we toss in like the acceptance of legalization and the legalization of weed into these ingestibles and supplements that are now being sold. And that's really blurred those categories even more, making the underwriters more confused. Because now, is it a pharmacy product? Is it an adult product? Is it weed? It just has blurred stuff. And it's really hard for these underwriters to wrap their head around what people are doing.
And I'm sure the explosion during COVID of OnlyFans and all the creators has just created a mess.
We've seen a claim come through with one of the content creators that were sending used underwear. And someone ended up supposedly getting a bacterial infection and ended up having to go into the hospital because of the bacteria that was on the underwear that they bought. You're going to hear me say this probably a million times tonight, but it isn't what you did. It's what they think you did. So even if you didn't do anything wrong, you still could be pulled into that lawsuit.
Interesting. And the site that was selling the used underwear, didn't they have terms and conditions saying there could be bugs on them?
I'm sure there was, but again, that might get you out of having to pay $1 million, but it doesn't get you out of having to defend yourself. And really, that's where you're going to see these policies, is you want that legal defense. That's where the cost comes in, because attorneys are damn expensive.
Yeah, and attorneys created the system, and you can sue anybody in America for anything. That's one of the reasons. I'm from California. Give me a break. You can sue for absolutely anything. And I compare it with where I live now in Thailand. And if you sue somebody, there has to be a damn good reason. You're not going to sue somebody because your coffee was too hot. Remember that. McDonald's losing all that money over that. which didn't really make me shed a tear. But anyway, what should adult business owners be looking for when choosing an insurance broker besides go to you?
One that's on your show.
Yeah. Let's see.
Exactly.
Who have we had on our show? Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
I think the first thing would definitely be somebody who specializes in this. You want a broker who lives in this industry, not like a generalist who's just dabbling in it. Again, I said like your corner agency that does your auto and home insurance is definitely not the best choice for an adult or sexual wellness brand or a content creator. They mean well, they just don't know. I think you need somebody who understands your business, who can read the exclusions, because that's where your policy is going to live or die. You definitely want a broker who has multiple markets, not just one carrier, one choice, but real choices. And I think the biggest thing is you want a broker who's involved in this community. I speak at a lot of events. I go to a lot of trade shows. You can track me down. You can ask questions face to face. I think that's the type of broker you want. Someone who's visible and accessible and standing in the same room as you, not like secretly judging you behind your Instagram account.
Yeah. Now, you told me how you decided to start Essence, but what was your first experience with dealing with someone in the adult industry?
So my first experience was actually during COVID. We saw a huge uptick we do a lot of Amazon sellers. So we have thousands of clients who sell on Amazon. And during COVID, we saw a huge uptick in Amazon sellers in the adult space. And if it, in the past, for the last 10 years that I've done this, if it was one or two dildos here or there, it wasn't a big deal. But we saw actual full storefronts coming through in this sexual wellness space, doing $4, $5, $6 million. And I was like, holy crap. I didn't realize there was this much of a market. I'm from Indiana. We're in the cornfields. We're lame here. It's totally different here in the Bible Belt. So it was kind of eye-opening for me to see some of these, and then the struggle to get these placed, and then that phone call. So it kind of all happened during the lovely COVID.
Oh, isn't COVID responsible for everything?
Everything.
Good. Something's good, something's bad.
Yeah.
But and again, the creator community just exploded during COVID, and that was really the launch point for such a groundswell in the adult industry. It changed adult entertainment forever. It's incredible.
We're seeing a lot of clients come back to the booth space and DVD rental now. A lot of these states are, Indiana included, banning Pornhub and things like that. So a lot of our clients are like, hey, I'm selling $50,000 a month in DVDs now. We're putting viewing booths back in our stores. So not only online content creators, but we're seeing an uptick in DVD sales for content creators.
Hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I don't think they banned Pornhub. I think probably what happened was, as I recall, Indiana passed age verification and Pornhub pulled the plug on Indiana. This was what they've done in every state that's gone to age verification. So why is product liability coverage so important for adult businesses?
Yeah, I think your product liability is probably the coverage you're going to use most likely, and it's most likely to be excluded, which is a dangerous combination. Kind of like we talked about before, even if you're not creating it, you're not manufacturing it, you still could be pulled into that lawsuit. So we see a lot of the time, even on our content creator side, if a content creator is showing this product, pushing this product, if they have an affiliate link, they still could be pulled into that lawsuit if they don't have product liability.
Of course they can. The attorney can pull anybody into it, yeah.
And again, are you ever, as a content creator, saying, hey, you need to buy this dildo? Are you ever going to have to pay $1 million? Absolutely not. But could you pay $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in legal fees and just completely sink your business? Absolutely.
That's crazy. Someday, hopefully, the laws will change because people get punished for doing nothing.
And I don't think it will until the attorneys stop making money on it.
Yeah, well, then it never will, I guess.
Right.
All due respect to my favorite attorneys in the adult industry that I've had on this podcast, but they certainly know too. How can a single product liability claim impact a business that isn't properly insured? And give me some examples.
Yeah. I'll just start with the example. This is a personal claim of mine, and it wasn't in the adult space, but it was on the e-com space. They had listed an item on Amazon. The item was shipped to the individual. The individual came out of the front door, tripped on the box, broke his hip, broke his clavicle. He sued Amazon, he sued USPS, he sued the manufacturer, and he sued our third-party seller. So our third-party seller had to come back and say, yo, you're a dummy. You tripped over a box. I'm not responsible for this. But it was over 6 figures just in legal fees. So if that person wouldn't have had an insurance policy, they would have had to pay that out of pocket. It was a newer business that could have completely wiped out everything for this person. And insurance companies don't like to pay claims, right? Everybody knows it. So they hire the best darn attorneys to get you out of these claims. That's really what you need, is that legal defense to get you out.
So when the attorneys go after you, you need their attorneys. Jeez.
Exactly. And then I think the other big thing that can sink a business is the reputation stacked on top of that. If you have a claim, it could scare off customers or potential investors, or if you're trying to sell, wink, wink, trying to sell your business, I think having a claim definitely can ruin your reputation and your credibility.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you have a pending action, then you can't sell it. I've got a client where we had a deal closed 5 years ago, and he got sued, and this lawsuit is just a freaking joke, but it's still ongoing. The legal system moves so slowly.
Horribly slow. And every email is another $200.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, I'm so glad I don't live in the States anymore. Oh, my God.
I'm so jealous.
So what trends are you seeing in underwriting for adult businesses today?
I think underwriting has definitely got more sophisticated, and I think that's a good thing. Carriers are putting more scrutiny into sourcing and testing and supply chains and answering those questions up front. And if you can answer those questions cleanly, you're going to get better terms. If you tell me you're sourcing your dildos out of the back of a white cargo van, I'm going to throw a couple extra $1,000s on your premium.
Yeah.
And then I think we're seeing a lot more questions around this cyber and data handling for content creators. You don't have to look far to figure out why. I mean, think back to the whole Ashley Madison thing. The moment a business gets breached, it's not just financial, it's deeply personal to these customers. And that fallout is enormous. So we're asking those questions more upfront and collecting that data.
Yeah, data breaches. We've had a few in our industry. Obviously, in the mainstream world, they've had hundreds. I mean, those things are catastrophic.
And nobody wants their wife to know.
Well, yeah. And I think from an insurance standpoint, that's a really difficult thing to maneuver, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very difficult. And it depends on your platform. And again, maybe your platform has some coverage for you, but you're still, again, going to get listed in that lawsuit and have to defend yourself. That's
the biggest problem, is the absolute evil of the U.S. justice system. It basically, I mean, it's good for you because it gives you an industry. I don't think if the U.S. justice system was good, that there'd really be a need for a lot of insurance.
Well, tell me, if I can ask you a question, what do you guys see in Thailand? I'm assuming you have auto and home insurance, but do you see businesses having insurance over there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Do I think that the competency level of the businesses is as high as it is in America? No. Do I think a lot of these mom and pops have insurance? No. It's kind of like creators, and it's kind of like a lot of adult companies. The unfortunate part about adult is that people say, I'm an adult, but they don't say I have a business. That's changed over the years a lot. It's gotten a lot more professional as more people have come in from the mainstream world. As a lot of younger people come into the industry, I think they have much better business chops. But I think there's a lot of people that make a lot of money in this industry that don't have insurance. In fact, I know it.
But they're not acting like a business. Like if you had a brick and mortar, you wouldn't go around not having insurance.
No, not at all. So they don't act like business people. They act like quote unquote people in adult have always acted. And that goes for insurance, that goes for legal, that goes for CPA, that goes for a lot of things where just a lot of people fly by the seat of their pants.
And they're going to lose everything when they piss off the wrong person.
Indeed. Are there certain types of adult businesses that create more challenges for insurers? Maybe give me kind of a range.
Yeah, there's definitely products that create more insurance challenges. Of course, anything adjustable, anything that goes on or in your body, anything that constricts blood flow or airflow is definitely for sure.
Like cock rings and things like that? Yeah, okay. Anal beads and interesting
We've seen
stuff.
like guillotines for your balls. That like we've seen some stuff.
As he squirms.
I have an office full of women. Okay, so I have 11 women who work for me, and we sit in here all the time, and we're like, "Oh my God, come look at this! Did you even know what this is?" And sometimes we're like, "What do you do with this?" So it's so much fun to be in this industry.
I bet you've seen some shit. I mean, give me an example.
I don't want to give brands away. I think the one that drove me the most crazy, because I really struggled to find a carrier to do it, was an adult site for men, and they were just beating the shit out of each other. Like samurai swords with dildos on the end of it.
BDSM site.
Yeah, waterboarding each other. And I'm just like, oh, how do I get an insurance company to be like, yeah, that's okay. You guys can electric shock his ball sack and I'll insure it. Yeah, we've seen some stuff.
Yeah, you and I both. I've seen a lot of stuff. I've actually been to kink.com. They Why Not used to have a show in San Francisco, and they had a couple parties there. So we got to watch live BDSM porn being taped. My wife was, her reaction was interesting. Let's just put it that way. Speaking of squirming, I've done a couple of podcast interviews with guys who do fisting. And oh my God, I squirmed the entire interview. I mean, it's a great interview and everything, but I mean, these guys were great. But I mean, it was just like I'm saying, they're going, ooh.
We've seen a product for fisting that goes in and expands. And she had 3 Coke cans, full Coke cans in there. And I was like, holy shit.
Well, whatever turns you on, I always say.
There is something for everyone.
Isn't that the case? What advice would you give someone opening their first adult business when it comes to insurance, and give them kind of a guideline here?
Yeah. I think my number one piece of advice, and I mean like before anything else, is have a policy in place before you sign anything. You know that saying cops say, like, everything you say can and will be used against you? Everything you do or say or sign will be used against you later. So I think people forget that insurance can't be retroactive. I can't go back and cover something you said that happened before your policy started.
So for instance, they sign a lease for space, and if their insurance comes after, that's not covered?
Correct. So let's say you sign that lease and you're doing content in that space, and your landlord comes to you and said, you've breached your contract because I told you can't do adult content in here. If you didn't have a policy in place the day you signed that lease, I can't help you. I can't retroactive something you've done in the past.
Or if there's some kind of injury in there, it's not covered?
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Yep. It's just like home insurance. Like I can't insure your house when it is on fire because you forgot to pay your bill. It's the same concept. I think my second piece of advice is never buy on price alone. The cheapest policy is probably the policy that has the most exclusions. So again, have somebody who knows the industry, who's read the policy forms. Don't pay for coverage you don't need, and don't pay for a policy that doesn't have coverage that you do need.
Yeah. It's kind of like an airline ticket. If they have so many restrictions that if one little thing goes wrong, you lose everything, then don't do it. And I would think it's kind of like that with insurance, right?
Yeah. Do you remember the whole, I don't remember what cruise line it was, but one of the cruise lines got sued because in their 900 pages of stuff that you signed, somewhere in there, it says, we don't require to have a seaworthy vessel. Excuse me? I'm getting on a vessel that might not be seaworthy?
Holy shit.
Are you freaking kidding me? Like, read the fine print. Nobody reads the fine print. And I'm horrible at it too. I go to Verizon.
I've been on a lot of cruises.
Yeah. I think they've changed it now, but I do remember seeing that all over everywhere. So like, read the fine print, know what you're signing. And if you don't have the time to do it, make sure you have an agent that does.
Yeah, definitely. What makes Essence Protection different from other insurance agencies?
We're amazing.
Okay. It's owned by you.
Exactly. I think the big thing that puts us way above everybody else was that I specifically made this for this industry. I'm not a generalist who just tolerates this industry. We chose this industry on purpose. Our clients don't have to hide what they do or explain it or defend it. We already know it. We have access to those carriers that other brokers don't because we've built these relationships that the other agencies avoid. And I think the one that I'm most proud of is that we actually listen. Like I said, the content creator program came from someone at AVN who said, hey, we need this. Can you help us? And we were able to do it. So I'm super proud that we are actually able to listen to the needs of the industry and provide some type of solution for this industry.
You know, I've got a thought based on the last question that I'm interested in your take on it. Let's say somebody has an existing business, they have all their agreements and the like. If they get a policy now, for instance, they've signed their lease and then there's some kind of an injury at their facility, would getting a policy now help them if the injury is after they get the policy?
So if you have a current policy in place, we can retroactive to the date that original policy was created. So then your new policy would cover everything else. So let's say you have a current policy and let's say it started January of 2026.
But what if you don't?
If you don't have a policy currently, there is nothing we can do from the date that you signed previous.
Okay. So if I have an injury at my facility and I have insurance, it's not covered?
If you have a policy, an active policy, and you have an injury, then it is covered.
Okay. Got it. But it doesn't cover agreements that were signed before that.
Correct.
Okay. Got it. So it will definitely help you going forward.
Yes. Now, if let's say that you got a lease, you could absolutely re-sign your lease. Then we would pick up from that date.
Okay. And that goes for other agreements as well.
Exactly.
Okay. Sounds good. Where do you see the adult industry heading over the next 5 years? And probably best to relate that to insurance.
I'm pretty optimistic about where we're headed in the insurance industry. I think we're going to continue to see this industry be more mainstream or normalized. I think we're going to see the adult be more of a sexual wellness idea and not this taboo thing to be ashamed of. And we're kind of already seeing that a little. Products are showing up in mainstream retail. Content creators are being seen in a different light a little bit. So I think over the next 5 years, the content creator side is definitely going to have a bigger footprint. I think we're going to see more issues with AI. I think that side's going to explode.
Yeah, you know, that what you brought up about AI agreeing to a contract, that's crazy. My feeling on AI is this, and this kind of reinforces it. You want AI to be used as a tool, but you don't want AI to carry too much of the load, because if you let AI carry too much of the load, AI screws up. And if AI screws up, you screw up.
And it's acting as you, so you're going to be the one liable.
That's insane. I would imagine, and I'm sure you go to insurance conferences and read a lot of trade publications and the like. What is the insurance industry saying about AI right now?
Yeah, so it is a big topic right now, and it's a lot of confusion on where they place liability. Insurance companies don't want to pay the claims, of course, right? But they're having to, because there is nobody else to push it back to. Let's go back to the Teslas. Your car, your liability. Your content chat, your liability. And they're really trying to find ways to push this off so they don't have to file claims. So I think we're going to see more AI type policies. So you can have a cyber policy, you can have a professional liability policy, you can have a car insurance. I think they will have a AI policy. If you're using AI, I think in the next 5 years, you'll be able to purchase a policy for what your AI bot does. I think it'll be just as common as buying car insurance.
But as it stands now, isn't that covered under liability?
Right now it is. The carriers are just trying to find a way to get out of it, or at least find more ways to get money out of you.
Oh, yeah, of course. They want you to pay. They don't want to pay.
Exactly.
That's, insurance companies I put them on the evil list.
But not me. I'm cool.
No, you're cool. But the insurance companies, though, are, oh, man, I've had experiences over the years. I won't get into it. Anyway, so Ashlen, I'd like to thank you for being with us today on Adult Side Broker Talk, and I hope we'll get a chance to do this again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
My broker tip today is part 2 of what to do to make your site more valuable for when you decide to sell it later. Last week, we talked about converting traffic and improving user experience. Make a good offer. If you're selling something and the offer isn't good, you won't make money. It's plain and simple as that. And if your offer is to contact you or to get more information, then make the offer attractive and easy to understand. If you're selling something, make buying easy. Show them an easy way to buy and then leave. Help them by making suggestions on what to buy. Amazon.com is the best at this. They always have suggestions on what to buy based on your buying and browsing history. They use AI to do this. There are AI engines available these days at a modest cost. Look into this if you can. Don't clutter up your site with unnecessary items, buttons, and images. Keep it as simple as possible. The best and most successful sites are the simple ones, the ones that lead you to take the action you'd like them to take. It's not that hard. Just remember, when you're putting together any site, try to think through the buying process like a human being. Whatever you do, don't turn over that process to your designer. Don't just say, build me a website. What you'll get out the other end will not give you what it is you're looking for. Give them as much direction as possible and make it easy for them to build a site for you that makes your business succeed. We'll talk about this subject more next week. And next week, we'll be speaking with Tony Aztai of Creator Con X. And that's it for this week's Adult Side Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, Ashlin Hadden of Essence Protection by Ashlin Hadden Insurance. Talk to you again next week on Adult Side Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.